for 20 minutes, sure that we were already on air, but we were not. So, as always in Italy, we are always late. So I'm so sorry. We make wine, we are not very technological in this sense. So, welcome to everyone with 25 minutes late, and welcome to Barolo, that is on my back. It's nice that we are able to make this virtual tour thanks to T. Edwards. So basically today I will bring you around Serradenari, the vineyards, our truffle food, all over our winery and in the cellar. But also I want to bring you back to the very starts of this appellation. So we will go back to millions and millions of years when the Langhe area born, and how it comes that Barolo is more and more famous worldwide. So basically this is the Barolo appellation, so it's a very tiny parcel of land. It's made by 1,700 hectares on average. It produces more or less 30 millions of bottles for the entire world. Barolo, in order to be produced, it's made by 100% Nebbiolo on all the vineyard exposed from southeast to southwest. It must be, of course, harvested by hands, and it must age between at least 38 months, of which 18 it's in wood. But why Barolo? It is now more and more on the attention of wine collectors worldwide. Why it is becoming more and more known, and it is definitely in the fine wine portfolio all over the world. Because it's a very unique wine, but it's not unique only the Barolo appellation, also the Barbaresco, everything. What is really, really unique, it's the combo that we have between the soils, the variety, and the man's hand. The soils, we go back to 30 millions of years ago, really millions and millions of years ago. We are in Piemonte. Piemonte literally means the feet of the mountains. Why the feet of the mountains? Because when there was the Euro-Asian plagues that crashed with the African one, it gave birth to the Alps. Basically, all of this was a big, big sea. Now, today we cannot see it because we need a lot of imagination, but in general you have 180 degrees, all the Alps in the frontier with France. Basically, sorry, I'm freezing. Basically, it was a very, very big sea. All the Langhe were completely submerged. Between 15 and 5 millions of years ago, there was the plagues reversed their path, and so what was submerged once become surface. We had two islands that appeared all over this big sea, that were the Monferrato and the Langhe area. So we are on an island, actually. Basically, then after millions and millions of years, the sea disappeared, the man's arrived, and we started on living and cultivating over here. So, what do we cultivate? We cultivate mainly Nebbiolo in this case. Then we have a lot of thousands of autochthonal variety, but we will focus on Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo is a very strange old man. It's a variety that appeared, we think, it's very mysterious. We think about 1,000 years ago, we have the first witnessing. Sorry, I have my dog that is running all over the vineyards. 1,000 years ago. We do not know exactly the origin of this variety. Basically, we know that it came from the top of Valtellina and it arrived down to Barbaresco, Barolo, etc. It was so difficult to have it ripening that it was taking the name of the villages where it was coming. So this is why it's called the Barbaresco, why it's called the Barolo. And also, not only if we think about all the North Piemonte appellation, we have Gattinara, Gemme. It took the name of the village. But what is really, I give you also to let you understand how unique is the Nebbiolo, few numbers. If we think that the most planted variety worldwide is called the Kyoro. It's a Chinese variety, it's planted, we have like 300,000 hectares in China. 300,000 hectares also of Cabernet Sauvignon, then immediately followed by Merlot, Chardonnay, Pinot Nero. Pinot Nero we have like 110,000 more or less worldwide, which is important. Of Nebbiolo we have only 5,000 hectares worldwide planted, of which 3,700 are in Piedmont, almost 1,000 in Valtellina, and the rest in Val d'Aosta. So what he likes, Nebbiolo? He likes the mountains, he likes Italy, maybe, and it's a very pre-alpine variety. So this is why it is something that is becoming more and more rare, because it is not replicable. And now we will go to Serradenari. So basically we will come back also because this is the second time that we are doing this at the moment. So let's go to Serradenari with our typical Ferrari, which is everyone who came here made a tour over it, so they know what they are, this experience. We have 50% of the odds to survive, but you are pretty safe for this time. So Serradenari basically from where it comes from. Serradenari literally means keep the money. So keep the money, why? Because it came from the Middle Age, and it's pretty actual nowadays, because it comes from the Black Plague, the epidemic that we had in the Middle Age. All the people living in the lower villages went to the highest point all over the Barolo appellation, which is Serradenari, and they made this walk going up with a few money under their arms, and this is why it's called the Serradenari. Who knows me know that I always say that I feel to be in the right place at the right moment, and in general I am referring to the wine because of the climate changing, because the altitude is helping me a lot, but we will discuss it later. But basically for this time I am also seeing it under another perspective. So it worked once, I guess it will work also this time, I know. Basically Serradenari is in our family since 200 but the vines are starting to vai sulla gemma. The vineyards are starting. They are just starting. And also if we have 0 degrees, so we will see, but we are crossing the fingers. So here it's a completely very sandy soil, completely different from the bottom one, because here we have a pH of 5.4, which is very, very acid. It is something that is completely unusual for Barolo, and we just discovered it with the analysis last year, but we were already vinifying it apart, and it's very untypical because it comes from another geological formation. So here we have really some typical characteristic of Barolo, and some that are of Barolo area, and some that are more typical maybe of the North Piemonte area. So here it's a very good point in order to understand the different kind of parcel that we have, because over there it was where we were before. You can see all the plastic stuff, si vedono i nastri, all the plastic stuff that are all over the rows are in order to recognize one parcel from another, because there the soil is completely different. We have all the right part of that vineyard that is exactly the same of the vineyard that we saw above. So rich in clay, a lot of vigor, the plants work definitely a lot. We have a lot of grapes, so we make from there la tartufaglia, the Barolo la tartufaglia, more typical, more accessible, more rich, really la Morra kind of Barolo. Then we have over here all this amphitheater. This is the Serradenari. We are on the sands, and from this parcel we produce the Barolo Serradenari. Then we have the Barolo Marasio. That was the vineyard on the top, rich in limestone and calcareous and very, very stony vineyards. And then we have over there the Langhe Nebbiolo and the Chardonnay. So basically we will drink a sip of wine because I'm completely, and we will go to the cellar. It's incredible because it's the second time that we made this video. Because I talked from 4 to 20 past 4, and we were sure. So, welcome here. I cannot bring you on the old cellar downstairs because we do not have the net over there. So I will bring you to this is the vinification cellar. So basically, here is where we have all the peanut stack that are used for blending, basically. And then we have over there what I use for the Barolo. So apart from the Langhe Nebbiolo and the tiny parcel of Barbera that are vinified in stainless steel, all the Barolo are vinified over here. So, as I was saying before, I'm making on the Barolo pretty long maceration. So I vinify over there. I don't know if how many of you knows about the dynamics that we have in fermentation, but I will make it very fast in order to understand our job on the vinification part. When we pick the grape, basically then it's rich in sugar. They are rich in sugar. The yeast basically start the fermentation because they are the one who transform the sugar in alcohol. By doing so, they release some CO2. The CO2 separates the liquid parts from the skins. So you will have all the skins that are on the top part of the tank, and all the rest will be made by the juice. What are you doing is, during the vinification you have to oxygen to the yeast to continue on making their work. On the other side, to keep it wet, the cap. Me, what I'm doing is that it's extremely important to unify on the tropical martini because not really for the wood, that it's not really the main important stuff during the unification, but mainly for the shape. Because like this allows me to have a very thin cup, which means that I have to move less wine in order to have it wet, to move the less that I can what I have in my tank, because I want to work definitely more in infusion than in extraction. I want that the fermentation goes very nice and slow without any kind of hurry. So I want to touch it the less that I can. So basically this is what allows me to have very long maceration, because I am around an average, I have the hands completely freezed. We are on average around 50 days on the skin. I made also up to 120, 180, but not because I wanted to do it to make something extreme, but because the wine wanted just not to be moved. And basically, after that, we are going to the barrel for 36 months at least. And then it goes to the bottle and it's released on the market. Here now we are opening, I've decided to open the Barolo Serradenari 2016. That it has just been released, so one of the few positive side of the 2020 is that we have the Barolo 2016 on the market, which is pretty good to have a nice glass of wine on the coach. I decided to open the Serradenari because it's actually the one that is showing more and more opening up in the last months the most, more than the other wines. So as I was saying, here we are on the sandy soil, while the three different Barolo have three completely different tannins, personality, behaviors in general. So we have La Tartufaya, which is a very, I don't know how to say, is a old big man, very positive, enjoying life, drinking a lot of Beaujolais. I imagine it in this way, very easy, and immediately you can understand how is a very good person. And then we have the Serradenari and the Marasio. The Serradenari and the Marasio, we're going more and more in the, they're becoming more aristocratic. The tannins are becoming more, with a lot of different level of tannins all over the mouth. We are going from the fruity part on the Tartufaya to the underforest, mushroom side, balsamic part on the Serradenari. Serradenari is always typically smelling the roses, the licorice, the not truffle, but then all the mushroom side, with all the dry roses on the back all the time. And it's a very, how can I say, it's a wine that it's full, but it's not fat. All the time it remains on the top of the mouth, and it's finished with a high acidity and very fresh taste on the back. So I wanted to make a cheers, a toast to us in general, to Italy, to the US, to all the countries that we are fighting against an enemy that we will, of course, fight. So I'm pretty sure that we will win this war. But I want also to make a toast in particular to Italy, because we are not only a country that invented only, that make apart great wine and great food and lasagna, gnocchi, pizza, whatever, but we have also been a country that has always produced and gave birth to the biggest inventor and artist ever. So not only artists as Caravaggio, Raffaello, Bernini, Vivaldi, Rossini, Pavarotti, but we also had a lot of inventors like Da Vinci, Galileo Galilei, Marconi, Volta, but not only, maybe also some less known. We have always been really genius because we invented in 1200 with Alessandro della Spina the glasses in Venice. We changed the life of people all over the centuries, and I wanted just to make a toast to Italy and Italians, because basically we will never stop to be, I think, genius, and we will change life all over the world also in the future. And so a big ciao to everyone, stay at home, drink very, very well, and viva l'Italia. Ciao ciao.